Good morning and welcome to Rochester, Minnesota for the opening round of the 2017 NJCAA National Championship Volleyball matches. We'll get things started off here this morning with defending national champion Harper facing off against Queensborough. Harper, the 2016 NJCAA National Champions, looking to defend their crown, coming in with a record of 35-5, and with a rematch of last year's first round match against Queensborough, in which they won in straight sets. We'll have the action for you here on NJCAA TV all the way up to the championship match tomorrow. Stick around, we'll take a quick break. We'll have intros on both teams coming up next.
Zone, caught, touchdown. The margin, Olympico, and a goal. Winds up shot, a goal, unbelievable.
Welcome back to the Regional Sports Center here in Rochester, Minnesota, the host site of the NJCAA National Volleyball Championships for 4 years in a row now. And of course, this tournament has heavy sponsorship from Tachikara. And fans, Tachikara is very proud to be the official volleyball of the NJCAA and has generously provided all balls for NJCAA National Championship play for over 30 years. Tachikara, we've got the ball, you bring the game. Expect Harper to bring their game. Again, the defending national champions. Record of 35-5 this season. 18-4 on a neutral surface and 11-0 away from home. Queensborough, a record of 21-4. They were 7-2 on neutral floors, 6-2 away from home. A couple players to look for, and for Harper, again, these are the defending national champions. So a lot of these players were on that national championship squad a year ago, including number 7, Ellie Burzloff, 540 kills on the season. She's followed by Sarah Udoni with 316. And of course, it's Emily Herprick who sets the table for them all. Over 1,400 assists on the season for Herprick. This squad is deep. You'll see their bench there in the white warming up right now. They have, I think, close to 15 players dressed for this national tournament here this weekend. And they know how to win, obviously, coming back and looking for the back-to-back crown. Actually, 6 out of 8 teams in this tournament were here a year ago, including Queensborough, who finished in 7th place a year ago. This was the exact same 1 versus 8 matchup that we had a season ago. They are led by Paola Beniquez, 258 kills on the season. Many of these set up by number 3, Maria Valise-Thole. Over 640 set assists on the season. Queensborough out of New York, Harper out of Illinois. Both teams are warmed up. We'll have the starting lineups here soon, brought to you by Tachikara. And we'll take another quick break as we preview our action this weekend. You're watching the National Volleyball Championships here on NJCAA TV.
Queensborough wins the 2017 Junior College World Series. It's back to Cleaver for 3, and she drains it. Rolling, winds up, shot, a goal! Unbelievable!
2 seconds to go.
Rangers, a long 3. Hey! Oh my goodness!
It's a walk-off base hit for Michael Smith.
It's an Olympico and a goal for Paradise Valley, J.C. Duncan. well. Here's the feed into Rodriguez to jam.
Welcome back to the Regional Sports Center here in Rochester. As the teams have lined up, we're getting ready for the starting lineups brought to you by Tachikara. And we'll send things down to the PA announcer to get things going.
Good morning, and welcome to the 2017 NJCAA Division III Volleyball National Championship. We are thrilled to be hosting this prestigious tournament here in Rochester for the 17th consecutive year.
They'll do the introductions on the other side, but we'll take a quick break here and be back with keys to the game, our first matchup between Harper and Queensborough here on NJCAA TV. Take another break and be back right after this.
Queensborough wins the 2017 Junior College World Series.
Back to Cleaver for three, and she drains it. Rolling, winds up, shot, a goal!
2 seconds to go.
Rangers, a long three. Hey! Oh my goodness!
It's a walk-off base hit for Michael Smith.
It's an Olympico and a goal for Paradise Valley, J.C. Duncan.
Well, there's the feed into Rodriguez to jam.
So the introductions are in, and we are just about ready to get playing here. Some keys to the game to look out for in this one between Harper, the top seed, and Queensborough, the 8th seed. This Harper Hawks squad is littered with sophomores and experience, which is odd to say at the junior college level, as a lot of these players weren't just on this national championship squad a year ago, but they were key contributors, including Sarah Udoni. She was the tournament MVP, number 14 in white. And so for Harper to simply do what they did last year and make quick work at Queensborough, save their energy for the semifinal match later today, that has to be their focus. But for Queensborough to pull off the upset, what they want to do is try and hang around here in this first set and protect against Harper, who can attack from a lot of different angles. They have 5 hitters with more than 100 kills on the season compared to only 3 for Queensborough. So it needs to be all hands on deck for the Tigers, who are on the near side of your screen here. Harper on the far side. Again, I mentioned the experience for Harper with all those sophomores on the squad. Only 3 sophomores for Queensborough. So even though this squad was here a year ago, they need to rely on Stephanie Fana, Melissa Dominguez, and Joelle DeRogers as the only 3 sophomores in the squad who were in this environment a year ago. In that first round loss to Harper, they were dropped in straight sets, 3-0. Queensborough will try and avoid that this year as we are ready to get underway. Emily Hupprich from Elgin, Illinois, will get things underway. Leading things off with the serve, dug out. And now a spike on the left side goes out of bounds. Queensborough gets the first point. Angie Nicholas with the spike on the left side gets the point. A good start here for Queensborough. And side out to the Tigers. Natalia Plaza comes in to serve with a 1-0 lead. Plaza on the left side sends it over, dug out by Harper. And they set things up for their main hitter, Ellie Burzloff, who gets the kill. Attacking from the middle. She didn't even put much on that one. But as I mentioned, Harper can attack from a lot of different spots, especially if they can attack from the middle. So oftentimes defenses get set up in those corners. The Hawks like to spray it from everywhere, especially in the middle. Really keeps defenses honest. They can't protect on either side, as that's a point for Queensborough. Paola Beniquez gets the point, and the side out back to Queensborough. So both teams have exchanged punches so far. 2-1 in favor of the Tigers. That one dug out by Ariana Cellini. Spiked by Burzloff, dug out by the Queensborough defense, and now a block there by Harper. Kept alive by Burzloff. And the spike by Marielle Lugo gets dug out. And another point for Queensborough. It's Beniquez again with the kill on the left side. So the top seed Harper coming out a bit flat here, trailing 3-1. Serving is Angela Acevedo. And the service error leads to the side out back to Harper. Ariana Cellini will serve for the Hawks. Cellini, a Swiss Army knife, the libero, does a lot for these Harper Hawks. Honestly, I thought last year she should have been in consideration for that MVP award. As I say that, she can't get the dig on the spike by, I believe, that was Stephanie Fana. And so serving will be Angie Nicholas for Queensborough with a 4-2 lead here in this first set. Nicholas dug out by Cellini. They set it up for Burzloff with a big left-handed spike. Burzloff has her second kill of the match. Again, Ellie Burzloff, the team leader in kills in the season with an eye-popping 540. More than 200 more than Sarah Udoni, who has 316. That'd be good enough to lead most teams in this national tournament. And so Harper has been dominant all season long. They get the point here too, tying things up at 4 apiece. They come out of District B, which historically has produced a good number of national championships. Madison, out of that conference, won the 2013 and 2014 national championships. And so that district looking for their 4th in 5 years, the only outlier being when Rochester won on their home floor back in 2015. Jump serve on the way from Beniquez. And they feed it to Udoni. That one goes wide right. Point goes to Queensborough. They have a 6-4 lead here in this first set. So as I mentioned in the keys to the game, if they can steal this first set, especially hanging around, keeping things close, so far so good for the Queensborough Tigers. Strong serve, but a good dig there by Brianna Cullen. And that one too close to the net for Angela Acevedo to dig out for Queensborough. Side out goes to Harper. As some substitutions come in. Carolina Sass, a freshman from the hometown Palatine, Illinois, comes in to serve. And that one goes into the net. Both teams now with the service error. The first one for Harper. And it's a 7-5 lead for Queensborough. Serving is Joelle DeRogers, and she goes into the net. So make it 2 service errors on the Tigers. Those are mistakes that they need to be awfully cautious of if they want to pull off the upset here in the opening round. A 7-6 lead for the Tigers. Serving is Gabby Fugel. That Harper bench is plenty deep, although none of them sitting. As a double hit gets called on the Tigers. It'll stay with Harper. We're tied up at 7 apiece. Harper still looking for their first lead in this set. And Bob Vilsoy talking to one of the lines judges here. Liking to establish that early rapport with the officials is Bob Vilsoy. Very calm demeanor over on that sidelines. We rarely see him get out of his chair. Seems to be an analytical type as he makes his substitutions. And Queensborough gets the point. It was Melissa Dominguez attacking from the left side, getting the kill. And the side out for Queensborough. They haven't trailed yet in this first set. They've been tied a few times, but currently lead 8-7 here in set number 1. And there's an ace for Maria Valise Thole, making it 9-7 in favor of Queensborough. She goes to that same spot. This time Carolina Sass was ready. Tipped across by Mackenzie Bush. And I think they called a double hit that time on Melissa Dominguez, so a side out goes to Harper. They trail 9-8. Quickly serving it in is Emily Huprich. The attack is sniffed out by Harper, and now Burzloff gets blocked. Cellini keeps it in play for Harper. Flat-footed spike there by Dominguez. Harper scrambling a bit, but able to keep it alive. And a nice bump set there to set up Brianna Cullen, our longest volley so far of the match. Cullen again into the block. And she went into the net. They call 4 hits on Harper. Side out goes to Queensborough. They lead 10-8. Natalia Plaza will serve as Queensborough getting deeper into this first set with the lead, trying to pull off the major upset of the defending national champions. Spike and a kill there for Mackenzie Bush, her first of the match. Bush is 5th on the team in kills with 136 on the season. It's 10-9 in favor of Queensborough here in set number 1. Brianna Cullen serving it in for the Hawks, and a tough serve. That's an ace for Cullen. Stephanie Fana put an attempt on it, but couldn't get to it. We're tied up at 10. Harper again looking for their first lead. Another tough serve. This time Fana able to keep it in play. They work it over to Beniquez. And now Burzloff with the answer. Ellie Burzloff in her sweet spot on that left side, or rather the right side, attacking with the left hand, giving Harper their first lead of this first set, 11-10. Cullen, a lot of topspin on that serve, dug out by Fana. And now a big spike by Beniquez, a bit too strong. Goes out of play, no touch by Harper. Oh, there was a touch by Harper. The head official overturning the call, and so side out back to Queensborough. So it'll go down as another kill for Paola Beniquez. And we're tied up at 11 apiece, and an ace for Queensborough, their second of the set, as Angela Acevedo just snuck that inside the baseline. And it's a 12-11 lead for Queensborough. And that one just a bit deep. So flirting with that back line is Acevedo. She got it to work once. But that is the third service error for Queensborough. We're tied up at 12 apiece. Those errors starting to pile up. Beniquez tips it across. Good save by Huprich. And now Burzloff taps it across. Queensborough can't get it back over. A diving save by Joelle DesRosiers goes begging. And it's a 1-point lead for Harper once again. 13-12 here in set number one. Cellini, a tough serve, goes just deep. So side out back to Queensborough, and we're tied at 13. No lead has been larger than 2 points here in this first set. As Nicholas serves it, another service error for Queensborough. 4 now in this first set. And if they're unable to take this first set, that's what they're going to look back on as a missed opportunity. Way too many service errors here in set number one. That spike by DesRosiers just a bit deep. No touch by Harper, who now has a 2-point lead, and head coach Jason Demas wants to stop the bleeding early. It's 15-13 in favor of Harper, the top seed, starting to build some momentum here in set number one.
NJCAA fans, the brand new NJCAA store is here. Visit shop.njcaa.org now to find the best NJCAA branded merchandise on the market. On your first order, be sure to use the promo code WELCOME10 and you'll receive 10% off your first order. With orders of $75 or more, you'll receive free shipping anywhere in the United States. So what are you waiting for? Visit shop.njcaa.org now and get your NJCAA gear today.
Keep up with the latest news and updates regarding NJCAA volleyball by visiting the official website of the National Junior College Athletic Association at www.njcaa.org. We've got a good opening match for you thus far here in set number one. It's Harper with a 15-13 lead. That's the largest lead of this set for Harper. As Ellie Burzloff sends that one across, a left-handed tip by Joelle DesRosiers is dug out. And then a block by DesRosiers on the Sarah Udoni spike. Udoni still looking for her first kill. And a good timeout there by Jason Demas to lead to the side out. 15-14, Harper leads. But the Tigers can tie things back up here as Paola Beniquez on the serve. Udoni gets blocked again. And it's Joelle DesRosiers back-to-back blocks. We're tied up at 15 apiece. Over on the other side, it is Eastfield with a big lead over Jamestown, 20-9 in set number one. Harper has to bump that one across. Tigers set up their attack to DesRosiers. She's had the hot hand, dug out that time by Brianna Cullen. And now the spike on the left side by Marielle Lugo goes wide left. 3 straight points for Queensborough. They've regained the lead at 16-15. Beniquez, the high arching jump serve. Lugo spike gets blocked. Harper able to tap it back across. And now bumped over by Beniquez. Herprick bumping it up for Lugo, who finally gets a kill. Found a soft spot in that left corner. And Lugo, after getting fed on a couple occasions on the last few points, gets a point. And we're tied up at 16 apiece. Carolina Sass on the serve. Tigers feed it to DesRosiers, and she stays hot. Joelle DesRosiers earning 3 of the last 4 Queensborough points. They've got a 17-16 lead, and DesRosiers heads back to serve. Spike from the back row by Nicholas is dug out by Harper, and then there's Sarah Udoni attacking from the middle. Hawks want to get her going, and as I say that, she's substituted out momentarily. Gabby Fugel will serve for Harper. We're tied up at 17 apiece here in this first set. Queensborough hanging around, trying to pull off the upset. This first set would go a long way in that effort, as Brianna Cullen gets the kill on the left side, becoming the 5th Hawk to log a kill thus far in this match. Fugel leaves it short on the jump serve. Nicholas able to dig it out. They work it across to Dominguez on the spike. Tipped over by Bush. And now again from the back row, Angie Nicholas. This one she gets to land, getting her 2nd kill of the first set. And we're tied up at 18 apiece. Maria Valise-Thole has a dangerous serve. We saw her record an ace earlier on in this set. Backs up about as far as she can. And comes with the fastball. That one dug up by Cullen. The fake set by Huprich is sniffed out by Queensborough. They have to bump it across. Now Huprich looking far side for Cullen, who hammers it down. A perfect feed from Emily Huprich. And Brianna Cullen spiked it home. Defense didn't get there in time, so she was simply able to pick up her spot. And now Huprich, before she can serve, Jason Demas calls his 2nd and final timeout of this set. It's 19-18 in favor of Harper. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the NJCAA National Volleyball Championships on NJCAA TV.
Volleyball wins the 2017 Junior College World Series.
Irvin, it's back to Cleaver for 3, and she drains it.
Lane winds up shot and a goal. 2 seconds ago.
Rangers, a long 3.
It's a walk-off base hit for Michael Smith.
It's an Olympico and a goal for Paradise Valley, J.C. Duncan.
Well, there's the feed into Rodriguez to jam.
Emily Huprich about ready to bring a serve here, sending it towards the back row and dug up by Paola Beniquez. Sass digs that one out from the back row, and Cullen finesses it over the block for the point. Harper with another 2-point lead, 20-18. Queensborough, they want to pull off this upset. They need to get this set as that one goes into the net. Giselle Plesencia didn't get up quite high enough. Perhaps intimidated by that Harper block. Usually you've got some space when you attack in the middle, but 2 Harper Hawk defenders were there and ready. And Bush denied that one. They're saying Queensborough got into the net. Jason Demas thought it was Bush who caused the net to move. Tough break here for Queensborough. To have that whistle go against him here, as now 4 straight points have been scored by Harper, and they're 3 points away from taking this first set. 22-18, they lead. Huprich has had the hot hand behind the service line. That one gets dug out. Feed it to Dominguez, touched by Harper. So Dominguez gets the kill, and a much-needed side out goes back to Queensborough. They need a run here, and they need Stephanie Fana to provide it from behind the service line. They trail 22-19. They've hung around here in this first set against the top-seeded Harper Hawks. But you got to believe they need this set to have a chance, as Ellie Burzloff just drops the hammer, her 4th kill of this first set, providing the side out for Harper. Ellie Burzloff very smooth on her attack. Doesn't have the traditional giant windup that we're used to seeing from big hitters, but man, does that ball explode off her hand as the serve goes into the net for Harper. Queensborough will gladly take that service error after providing 4 of them in this first set. Huprick up high for Burzloff. Dug out but not saved by Maria Valise-Dole. And set point upcoming here, Ariana Cellini with a 24-20 lead for Harper, looking to take home this first set. Cellini, a lot of topspin on that one, dug up by Acevedo. And a big block will end this first set in favor of Harper. Angie Nicholas gets denied by a pair of Harper Hawks, and the top seed takes set number 1 by a score of 25-20. We'll switch sides and take a quick break. You're watching the NJCAA National Volleyball Championships on NJCAA TV.
Jim Borla wins the 2017 Junior College World Series.
Back to Cleaver for 3, and she drains it.
Lane winds up shot and a goal. 2 seconds to go.
It's a walk-off base hit for Michael Smith.
It's an Olympico and a goal for Paradise Valley, J.C. Duncan. Well, there's a feed into Rodriguez to jam.
NJCAA Fall Sport National Championships live on NJCAA TV. Go to www.njcaatv.com to view live and archive broadcasts of the national championship tournaments for soccer, volleyball, and football. NJCAA is also available on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Android TV, and Roku streaming platforms. NJCAA TV, the official digital video network of the NJCAA, as we get set number 2 underway here. Harper gets the first point after taking set number 1, 25-20. You got to hand it to Queensborough. They came out ready to play against this heavily favored and top-seeded Harper Hawks squad. Just ran out of steam a bit late, and now Harper carrying that momentum here into set number 2 with 2 very quick points. Emily Huprich led the charge in that first set from behind the service line. That's where she is now. She had 4 straight points. It was tied at 18 apiece. And Harper completed that first set on a 7-2 run. And now a lift gets called on Queensborough. Jason Demas kind of agreeing with the official there and not liking what he's seeing here. The first 3 points all going to Harper. And Queensborough hasn't put up much of a fight, at least not comparable to what we saw in that first set when they were heads up with this high-powered, high-octane offense of Harper College. As Ellie Burzloff gets another kill. And just like that, it's 4-0 in favor of Harper. Starting to flex their muscles here. Huprich looking to work quickly here. As the block goes out of bounds and Queensborough gets its first point. That was Angie Nicholas on the far side, earning the side out for Queensborough. Melissa Dominguez, the sophomore from Staten Island, New York, puts it into play. And Brianna Cullen hammers one home. Cullen has been active here in the early going. Cullen third on the team in kills with 297 on the season. She'll head back to serve. One of the many sophomores on this squad is a good dig there from Stephanie Fana as that serve tickled the net. And now a play at the net. Bush hits it across. Queensborough with an answer. Block goes out of bounds. Burzloff and Bush were there. As Carol Rodriguez checks out. And Angela Acevedo serves it in, trailing 5-2. Tipped across by Lugo. Nice dig there. That was Valise Thole who dug that one out for Queensborough. Now Ellie Burzloff cuts one down the line. Burzloff has 6 kills already in this match. Doesn't even look like she's broken a sweat yet. I've mentioned that smooth delivery that she has. A very patient hitter. Kind of looks for her spots, but still able to bring the fastball. You can see why already. She is able to rack up as many kills as she has this season. Harper now with a 7-2 lead after earning that point. Ariana Cellini on the serve. Dug out there by Fana and tipped across by Beniquez. Sarah Udoni from the middle just sneaks it inside the line. It's an 8-2 advantage in favor of Harper. Jason Demas still has his arms folded over on the sidelines. I was expecting a timeout, and now it does come. Timeout called by Queensborough as Harper takes a dominant 8-2 lead here in set number 2.
NJCAA fans, the brand new NJCAA store is here. Visit shop.njcaa.org now to find the best NJCAA branded merchandise on the market. On your first order, be sure to use the promo code WELCOME10 and you'll receive 10% off your first order. With orders of $75 or more, you'll receive free shipping anywhere in the United States. So what are you waiting for? Visit shop.njcaa.org now and get your NJCAA gear today.
Vans Tachikara is proud to be the official volleyball of the NJCAA and has generously provided all balls for NJCAA National Championship play for over 30 years. Tachikara, we've got the ball, you bring the game. 17 seasons in a row, this National Championship tournament has been hosted here in Rochester, and we are proud to have the broadcast for you for the 4th consecutive year. As Harper looks to continue to grow their lead, they lead the match 1-0 and lead this second set. Now 9-2 as Ellie Burzloff has been on fire since the get-go. 7 kills by my count up to this point. Of course, she is the team leader on this defending national championship squad. 540 kills on the season, just an eye-popping number. As Lugo goes into the block, Harper able to keep it alive. Burzloff passes it across and gets the point. No, she doesn't. Side out goes to Queensborough. As they called the double hit, it never got across onto the Queensborough side. So Burzloff called for the double hit. It's a 9-3 lead in favor of Harper as Udoni attacks from the middle. Play at the net goes in favor of Harper. So you're starting to see the Hawks loosen up here a little bit too. They looked a little flat and a little tight in that first set, but they're starting to see things click here as Burzloff goes into the net. Side out back to Queensborough. They've dug themselves a hole here. Down 10-4 in set number 2. Over on the other side, Eastfield took set number 1, and they're having their way with Jefferson once again. A 14-5 advantage on that side as Harper earns another side out over on this side. Bob Vilsoy continuing to keep his girls fresh and substitute players in. Carolina Sass into serve. And that one kept in bounds. Would have been a service error. But instead, Queensborough keeps it alive. Now Harper does the same as Udoni spikes one home and gets her second kill. Sarah Udoni, the 5'10" sophomore from the hometown of the Harper College Hawks, Palatine, Illinois. The reigning tournament MVP, starting to make her presence felt as well. In a 12-4 lead, make it 13-4 as that spike goes out of bounds for Queensborough. Sass will serve again, looking to build the lead up to double digits here. Thole gets called for the lift, with a double hit rather, and Queensborough starting to make some mistakes that they were much sharper with in set number 1. Spike coming from Dominguez. Burzloff unable to dig it out. Nice play there by Dominguez. Hammering it into the net, seeing it pop up high. And it's a 14-5 advantage now as Queensborough gets the side out. Udoni, tough angle, unable to keep it in bounds. And 2 straight points here for Queensborough. That's what the Tigers need to do, is start chipping away at this lead. Small bunches. They're probably not going to be able to rattle off 10 points in a row. But if they can get 3 and 4 here and there, they can start to work their way back. And as I say that, Udoni earns another kill. Heads to the sidelines to a slew of high fives. And Jason Demas calls his second and final timeout of the set, trailing 15-6. You're watching the NJCAA National Championship here on NJCAA TV. Keep up with the latest news and updates regarding NJCAA volleyball by visiting the official website of the National Junior College Athletic Association at www.njcaa.org. Here in set number 2, it's been all Harper College. They lead 15-6, looking to go up 2-0 in the match. And again, this is a team looking to defend their 2016 crown. Don't let that 35-5 record fool you. Those 5 losses, I guess I didn't look through their entire schedule, but this is a team that typically plays a lot of Division I and Division II junior college squads. They were undefeated in conference play this season, and they play in a tough conference as well. So Harper College looking to go back-to-back. And as they dance out on the floor right now, they're looking ultra confident. And we have a little delay right now in the action. Over on the other side, one of the Jefferson players, I believe, had a nosebleed. And so they're actively working on some cleanup down there. Gene Mustard, the longtime athletic director here at RCTC, directing the cleanup effort down there. And I think we're about ready to get going here again. When we do get going, it'll be Gabby Fugel on the serve as they survey the area once again. Always good to double check, especially when blood is involved, I suppose. So making sure the floor is good and clear. Much longer delay over on the other side of the floor due to the injury. The whistle's blow and we're ready to get underway once again. So Gabby Fugel gets ready to serve. Big jump serve from the left side. Queensborough able to dig it out, and into the net again is Giselle Placencia. Harper was there and ready with the defense. They are quick in recognizing the opposing team's attack and where they need to be. One of the difficult things about Harper is being able to score points against them because of that quick defense. And as I say that, Queensborough gets the point. It was Angie Nicholas with the pass over the net, finding the soft spot in that Harper defense. They do have a tendency to go right up on the net and provide the blockers against the attack as Brianna Cullen hammers home another one. Cullen up to 4 kills in the match. It's a 17-7 lead for Harper as Emily Huprich back behind that service line. She got things started with a 4-0 run, and Harper has not really looked back here in the second set. Lift gets called on Queensborough, and it's an 18-7 Harper lead. Make it 19-7 as Huprich gets the ace. Everything going Harper's way here in set number 2, a 19-7 lead for the Hawks, looking to go up 2-0 in the match. And back-to-back aces for Emily Huprich. Working on a good Texas Hold'em hand there with a pair of aces. 20-7 in favor of Harper. Big spike from Nicholas, too strong, out of play. But it was touched by a member of the Harper College defense. Much needed side out goes back to Queensborough. So even if the Tigers aren't able to come back here in this second set, perhaps they can start to get some momentum to carry over into set number 3. What they need to avoid right now is that feeling of here we go again against this Harper College squad that swept them in the first round last year. Of course, Queensborough only has 3 players who were on that team a year ago. Harper with many more that experienced it last year. In fact, 9 sophomores on this squad for Harper. There are teams in this national tournament that don't have 9 players on roster, much less 9 experienced sophomores. And so you can see why Harper earned that top seed. They lead 21-8. Bush into the block. Nice play there by Placencia to get the block and the side out. 21-9. Queensborough running out of points here, but showing some life late in set number 2. Angela Acevedo puts it into play. Nice dig there by Cullen. And now Lugo from the left side gets it over the block. And hammered home, Paola Beniquez. Only her first kill of this second set. And if the Tigers can get her going, maybe that carryover in set number 3 could be valuable. That one went out of bounds, but it was touched by a member of Harper. 3 straight points for Queensborough. Starting to build that momentum here. Burzlov from the right side gets dug out by Fana. And now cut across. Momentum is on that Queensborough side now as Beniquez hammers home another kill. 21-11. They can drop it into single digits here. Of course, they don't have a lot of room for error at this point. And our line judges are going to have a quick conversation. Again, the score stands at 21-11. And they overturn the call. So instead of 4 straight for Queensborough, it's a side out to Harper College, and they lead 22-11. Serving is Ariana Cellini, who gets back as far as she possibly can before delivering that jump serve. Nicholas tries to tip it across. It never got over. At least I didn't think it did. Tigers might have gotten away with one there, as I thought it was going to be a 4 call. But the second tip found its way across the net. And now a service error on Angie Nicholas. 23-12, Harper 2 points away from going up 2-0 in the match. Ellie Burzlov back to serve. Thanos there for the dig. Up ahead to Thole, but from the back row, that one well off the mark from Acevedo. And set point on the way for Harper College. Burzlov attacks the middle. Acevedo able to dig that one out. And now DeRozier's powering it through 3 Hawk defenders. And a lift gets called on Harper. Set point number 2. It's a 24-13 lead for the Hawks. So Queensborough in need of a giant run here. Serves like that will certainly help from Beniquez. And the kill by Udoni does fall onto the Tigers' side. I couldn't tell right away with that block which side it landed on, but Sarah Udoni with the kill. And a 2-0 lead for Harper. 25-13, they take set number 2. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the first round of the NJCAA National Volleyball Championships on NJCAA TV. Welcome back as we get ready for set number 3 between Harper College and Queensborough. Harper flexing their muscles there in set number 2, taking that one 25-13 after a pretty evenly matched first set, which Harper also took 25-20. leading the way thus far has been Ellie Burzloff. I've got her down for 7 kills. These, of course, are unofficial stats by your play-by-play guy, but Brianna Cullen and Sarah Udoni have also chipped in. As for Queensborough, Paola Beniquez has led the way with 5 kills, and they've tried to feed her more often, at least towards the tail end of that second set. And as their most dangerous attacker, I think they need to keep going to that well if they're going to have a chance to at least take a set in this tournament. And of course, this tournament's all about the big national championship match, which will happen tomorrow. But today, our first 2 rounds will be completed. And for a team like Queensborough, who's the 8th seed, they finished 7th last year after being seeded 8th. You got to believe that even if they can't pull off an upset here, if they stole a set in the opening round against a team with national champion potential like Harper, even that could be considered a moral victory. So for Queensborough, that's got to be the goal here in set number 3. And then, of course, if you're able to win one, maybe you go for another one. Maybe you get a few bounces to go your way. And so we'll see what happens here in set number 3. But for Queensborough, they need to get off to a much better start. And that's not going to do it. Another ace for Emily Huprich as Queensborough fails to get it back across the net. And Plinkoed around for a bit, but Huprich has just been giving the Tigers fits behind that service line all afternoon. The block by Harper goes out of bounds, and so a side out to Queensborough. Melissa Dominguez will serve. We're tied up at 1 apiece. Dominguez from the left side tries to cut it across and goes into the net. And these service errors have continued to bite Queensborough. Any sort of effort to knock off number 1, you have to play very clean, and thus far, Queensborough hasn't done that. Although Cullen goes into the net there and gives it right back. So 2-2 after a pair of service errors. Angela Acevedo will try to keep it in play, and she does more than that. Acevedo gets an ace. So a 3-2 Queensborough lead here in set number 3. Harper with the 2-0 lead in the match. Burzloff from the right side gets denied by DeRosiers and Beniquez. Harper able to keep it alive. And now DeRosiers from the middle. Great diving save by Cullen off the deflection from Huprich. And now Beniquez sneaks it across. Burzloff tries to get it over the line. It's blocked. Lugo down the line. Big volley here. DeRosiers taps that one across. Burzloff again from the right side. Diving save by Fana. And Bush has to tip it across. And now it's Beniquez trying to hammer one home. Into the block. Burzloff with the answer. It cuts across the net. And is a point for Harper. A marathon of a volley ends in Harper's favor. And Ariana Cellini will serve on the side out. Tied up at 3 apiece. Beniquez from a tough angle gets dug out by Cullen, and now Lugo punches it across. That'll be good for a point as the ball floats over to the scorer's table. Four to 3. Harper leads here in set number 3. They work it to Nicholas, who's able to power it through the block. Looked like she hung in the air for an extra half a second in order to throw off the timing of the Harper defense. And we're tied again at 4 apiece. It'll be Nicholas on the serve. And Cellini can't dig that one out. The second ace of this set for Queensborough. Nicholas on the jump serve. A lot of top spin. That one just a bit deep. And so for the Tigers, they are not conservative at all yet from behind that service line. It's earned him a couple aces, but it's also cost him a few errors. So it's kind of one of those high-risk, high-reward strategies when you go for the specialty serve, as Harper gets another point there. Versloff back to serve with a 6-5 lead. Harper trying to win this one in straight sets. Again, both teams will play another match here today as Beniquez hammers that one and gets her 6th kill of the match. And as far as Beniquez is concerned, some of her kills have come off with a quick set variety, which she hasn't had a lot of those types of feeds. So if you're Queensborough and you want to keep feeding Beniquez, who goes into the net on that serve, the 3rd service error on Queensborough in this set. I think that's something that the Tigers need to do more of. It doesn't allow Harper to set up their defense. Now, obviously, Beniquez needs to be ready as well, as Harper gets the ace. That was Carolina Sass. The 6th ace of this match for Harper College. They lead 8-6. Dominguez tries to cut that one across. Cellini is there. And now Cullen dropping the hammer. Beniquez kept it alive for a moment, but Cullen's going to get the kill. Her 5th of the afternoon, and Jason Demas can see this one starting to slip away. At 9-6, he calls a timeout. And so we'll take a quick break. You're watching the NJCAA first round of the Volleyball National Championships here on NJCAA TV. Vance Tachikara is proud to be the official volleyball of the NJCAA and has generously provided all balls for NJCAA National Championship play for over 30 years. Tachikara, we've got the ball. You bring the game. And we are back underway here as Harper looking to feed it to Ellie Burzloff. She spikes it across. Queensborough responds, and now Udoni attacking from the middle. Queensborough goes into the net. A 10-6 advantage for Harper, trying to pull away here in set number 3. Carolina Sass has been behind the service line for the last 4 points now. As Udoni gets denied by DeRogers. Cullen gets it across, and it's sent back by Valise Thole. And now Valise full, trying to feed Dominguez on the left side. Dug out by Burzloff. Cullen cutting it across, dug out by Acevedo. And Dominguez gets picked up by Sass. Another long volley here as DeRogers punches it across. And Udoni tries to go high that time. And again, DeRogers into the net. Second point in a row that goes to Harper because the DeRogers getting too close. She's had flashes of brilliance here in this match. And they need to see that version of her again if they're going to steal a set here from the top-seeded Hawks. Udoni attacking in the middle again, hammers that one home, and Harper is on a 6-0 run. So this time the timeout didn't work for Demas. Previous timeouts in this match have at least kept Harper from going on a longer run, as Dominguez spikes that one out of bounds. No touch by Harper. 7 in a row now for the Hawks. Over on the other side, to give you an update, Eastfield with a 17-3 lead in set number 3. They already lead that match 2-0. And so the 2 seed looking just as strong as the 1 thus far, as DeRosiers gets the kill for Queensborough, leading to the side out. It's a 13-7 lead in favor of Harper. Queensborough trying to stay alive here in this first round, as Udoni can't keep that one in play on the cutting it across the defense spike. Winner of this match goes to the national semifinals and will play either the 4 or 5 seed. Which will be either St. Cloud Tech or Columbus State. And the loser of this match will play the loser of that match. That will follow the conclusion of this. And all their starting lineups as well. 3 straight points now for Queensborough. Actually, 4 straight points. So the momentum starting to shift once again. They trail 13-10. DeRosiers looking to stay hot behind the service line as Sarah Udoni comes charging in from the middle and hammers that one down. Udoni now with 5 kills. And it's a 14-10 advantage for Harper. Vilsoe going even deeper to the bench now as Angelina Nichols, who hadn't seen action yet, comes in and promptly gets an ace. And so Harper showing off their depth as well as their skill. As Nichols this time is dug out by Acevedo. Harper able to keep that one alive. Cullen cuts it down the line. Beniquez is there, but Queensborough has to bump it across. And now Huprich tries to tap it over. They feed it to Cullen on the left side. That goes into the net. Side out Queensborough. They trail 15-11. Maria Belize-Thole will serve for the Tigers. She's their main setter, and she's got a pretty dangerous serve as well. This time Harper able to dig it out, but Queensborough gets the block thanks to Carol Rodriguez in the middle. Tigers not going away. They trail 15-12 here in set number 3. They needed to keep this match alive, as Cullen short arms that one. Bob Vilsoe has yet to call a timeout in this match, and it doesn't look like he's going to now either, even though 7 of the last 9 points have gone Queensborough's way. Thole goes into the net. Another costly service error for Queensborough. And the lead is 3 points again for Harper College. Emily Huprich has orchestrated some runs already for Harper in this match. She's back to serve as she sets this one up for Cullen. And the block is made again by Queensborough. The Queensborough defense stepping up here in this third set, as it was Melissa Dominguez and Carol Rodriguez providing the defense there. Stephanie Fana will serve. Queensborough trailing by only 2 points. They trailed by as many as 7 in this set earlier. And that time it's Huprich just tapping it across the net. And Rodriguez, who had just earned a couple blocks, got a little too overzealous that time and didn't get it back across the net. 17-14 in favor of Harper here in set number 3. Trying to put this thing away in straight sets. Rodriguez punches that one across and gets the point for Queensborough. And she will head to the sidelines to a number of high fives after being the star of the last few points for Queensborough. Still in this one. They only trail by 2 as Burzloff, her first kill of this set. She had been quiet, but they go back to her, and that's exactly why. The slump buster for Harper is Ellie Burzloff up to 8 kills on this match. Ariana Cellini on the serve, goes wide left. Side out right back to Queensborough. They haven't surrendered yet. It's 18-16 here in the third set. And even if Harper does take this in straight sets, Queensborough has certainly shown some fight. As Burzloff cuts that one across and sneaks it inbounds. So Burzloff with 2 of the last 3 points for Harper, who has a 19-16 lead, and Jason Demas calls his last timeout. It's a 19-16 lead for Harper. They're 6 points away from advancing to the national semifinal round to face either Columbus State or St. Cloud Tech. Those two teams will square off after the conclusion of this match. St. Cloud Tech, one of the newcomers to this season's tournament. I mentioned at the onset that 6 out of the 8 teams in this national tournament were here a year ago. St. Cloud Tech knocked off last year's national runner-up Ridgewater to earn their spot in this year's tournament. And so that should be a pretty good one coming up next, that 4-5 matchup in the national tournament setting. Always entertaining. Well, fans, you can follow all the action of the 2017 National Championship tournaments on NJCAA TV. And we thank you for joining us for our broadcast here as Ellie Burzloff puts that one into play. Acevedo can't handle it cleanly. And an ace for Ellie Burzloff. Five points away now are the Hawks from advancing. As Dominguez gets blocked out of bounds, Udoni was there along with help from Huprich. But because there's so much speed on that Paola Beniquez spike, it ended up hitting the far wall. Pretty easy to call that one out of bounds. As Beniquez, a tough jump serve. Nice dig there by Cullen. Huprich, the dig set up for Lugo. And now DeRozier's attacking the middle. Cellini able to dig it out. Lugo now on the left side. Dug out by Beniquez. Hammered across by Melissa Dominguez. And again, Queensborough trying to survive. Over on the other side, Eastfield has won in straight sets to advance for the second consecutive year to the national semifinal. They were last year's third place squad. And they'll at least get that far again in this year's national tournament. But back to the action on this side. Beniquez, her spike gets dug out, and then Udoni just wide. So Queensborough with a chance to tie, trailing 20-19 here in this third set. They trailed by as many as 7 in this set and have clawed all the way back. And Paola Beniquez, she's the one they want behind that service line. Very tough jump serve. Harper's able to handle it in this instance as Lugo spikes it, gets dug out by Beniquez, and Nicholas goes into the net. 21-19, Harper College trying to take this thing in straight sets. Carolina Sass had a hot streak early. She was behind the service line for that 7-0 run that gave Harper their big lead. But that won't be the case this time around as Joelle DeRozier's earns the side out with the spike. 21-20. Harper clinging to that lead. DeRozier's dug out by Cullen. Cellini with the bump set up ahead, and Huprich spikes it down. And now Udoni, the play at the net, gets the point for Harper. 22-20 in favor of the Hawks. Angelina Nichols gets ready to come in, and she'll go back to serve. Last time she did that, she led things off with an ace. Queensborough can't afford to allow that to happen again, as Harper's just 3 points away from advancing. Beniquez digs that one out, but it's right into the waiting hands of Brianna Cullen, who spikes it home. Cullen has 6 kills. It's a 23-20 advantage for Harper. Nichols, another tough jump serve. Beniquez there again. And Carol Rodriguez just a bit deep, but it was touched by Harper. So off the deflection, it's a side out over to Queensborough. They needed that. 23-21, the Tigers trail. Maria Valise-Thole has shown off the flat-footed fastball serve thus far. That's what she goes with again. Cullen is there for the dig. Huprich just goes with it. Dug out by Thole. And now punched across by Dominguez. Sass there to save it. Cullen with the spike, dug out by Beniquez. Now Nicholas taps it across and finds the dead spot in the defense to earn the point. Queensborough can tie it here. It's 23-22 in favor of Harper. Thole puts it short, dug out by Sass. And now tapped across by Cullen. A finesse play leads to the match point here. Cullen has 7 kills, and Emily Huprich back to serve with a 2-point advantage. Huprich dug up by Acevedo, not cleanly, but able to punch it across. And now Huprich feeding Burzloff, who hammers it down. Beniquez there for the save. Acevedo has to bump it across behind her back. Harper can set up the attack again. They do so to Burzloff, who puts this one to bed. Ellie Burzloff with her 10th kill of the match finishes off the Queensborough Tigers in the third set, 25-22. Harper, the top seed, wins in straight sets, 25-20, 25-13, and 25-22. A good showing by the 8 seed Queensborough, but they're unable to take home a set. They'll head to the consolation bracket of the tournament, and Harper will move on to the national semifinal. Their bid to defend their national championship crown continues. We thank you for joining us for this production of the first round matchup here of the NJCAA National Tournament. We have more action to come later today. But again, your final score, Harper 3, Queensborough nothing. Thank you for joining us, and have a great afternoon.